I've spent a lot of my time comparing myself to others, whether it's celebrities or my high school classmates. Comparison seems to define me and my view of myself. Now, hear me out. It is an absolute fucking honor to be surrounded with the amazing, talented people that I am and have been surrounded with. And I look to them and their achievements with mostly a lot of love and pride, but I can't help but compare myself to them. When I was 14, I had friends with thousands, if not tens of thousands of Instagram followers. And at 18, I was friends with business owners who had 50,000 euros of revenue a month. Now, that was probably a good month, and that's why they shared it that month. But it was still 1 month of 50k of revenue, whereas I was earning less than 1,000 working almost full time, which Dutch youth salaries are another story. I spent months, years, looking for an apartment so I could move out of my parents' house with no permanent success. I spent too much money, more money than I had, and worked myself into debt, and I dropped out of my dream degree, which, I mean, obviously wasn't my dream degree, I guess, but I really thought it was. I genuinely really thought it was. I watched people that I went to primary school and high school with travel Southeast Asia and Latin America. I watched them go on exchange, do internships abroad, while I was stuck in my hometown. I befriended people who moved cross-country. Not cross-country, who moved to a different country. Or cross-country at 16, 17, 18, 19, while I am 23 stuck in my parents' attic. Point is, my life looks nothing like I thought it would look like at 23. I barely graduated high school, and I thought that afterwards I'd go travel the world. Instead, at 17, I was hit with the worst depressive episode of my life, despite begging mental health professionals for years to take me seriously, and I honestly thought I might not make it out. I did, obviously, which is a fucking achievement. I think comparison is the reason why I do so much outside of academics now. I think I'm trying to make up for quote-unquote lost time, as if having a degree or having all this extra experience would somehow increase my worth, which I know isn't true when I say it out loud, but I can't help but feel that way when I look at the people around me. I'm currently in a process of trying to get everything figured out to go on an internship abroad. And not having active encouragement from certain people that you wish did encourage you, and instead being met with active discouragement, definitely complicates things. But I think I've finally reached a point of self-sufficiency and trust, and I hope that all those years of discouragement were worth that. I like to believe everything happens for a reason. And a lot of things did happen for a reason. I didn't graduate from university sooner because I was struggling with my mental health. And I needed to learn the skills to cope with that. I'm now arguably doing better than ever, and although it is a continuous journey and I learn every day, I'm getting pretty fucking okay at taming the two wolves in my head constantly fighting each other. I also know what I want career-wise, which is very different from a lot of people my age, and also very different from a lot of people that I did go to high school with that already have a master's, who kind of just studied business or economics because it felt like a safe option. Additionally, due to my fixation on what could have been better, I often have not appreciated the things that I did have. Well, my friends had tens of thousands of Instagram followers. I was trying to build my own little audience, and my circle of influence was significantly smaller. But I'm super grateful for those few people that did watch what I created and encouraged me and loved me and supported me. It's so weird to not be grateful for that, you know? But I guess you always compare yourself to others, so you kind of miss out on the fact that there's people that sometimes you don't know, complete strangers who encourage you and who like what you do and who genuinely like what you do. not because they're your friends or your family and they feel like they have to, but because they genuinely really like what you do. And that's really cool, right? When you think about it, that's really fucking cool. But I guess I was like, oh, me and my 200 followers are nothing compared to her 50,000. Yeah. Grateful for those 200 people. I recently moderated my first event ever, and I told someone who's moderated multiple events, and she said, like, oh, 60 people isn't that much. And I was like, that's actually insane. Like, 60 people are coming to watch me moderate a conversation between 3 expert panelists on a topic that is really important to me and to these people as well. And there's gonna be an audience of 60 people in this room listening to every word I say. That's insane. Like, that is fucking amazing. For a first event as well, that is like, that's sick. And the guy with the 50K revenue a month, he ended up abusing my kindness, and when I asked for something in return, I never heard back from him. He did, however, introduce me to the stock market, so I am grateful for that. I don't have enough storage to keep on going forever, and I could, because this topic is so important to me, because it defines so much of what I do, and it shouldn't, because I should find this worth within myself. The truth is obvious. Your worth is not defined by a piece of paper, a follower count, passport stamps, or your income, your jobs, your resume. And we know this. You know, we tell this to our friends. We tell people we love that this is the case, that these things don't define them. But when it comes to us, we hold ourselves to different standards. So this is your little reminder that that is fucking bullshit. And to be nicer to yourself. And honestly, staying alive is a fucking accomplishment. The biggest of them all, literally. You're not behind. There is no set timeline, and you are doing good. I'm proud of you, always. And honestly, you are fucking exceptional. Remember that.